Lighthouse will be kicking things off here for us on Achilios. So Ruins still going to be a little ways away. Maybe we won't even see it if Well is going to be the next one and we get a 2-0.
Could be. Going to see Bazzi running the new style of Reaper composition here with the Reinhardt that we saw just earlier in our previous set by X6. Very well played by them. And they get onto the point first, which is exactly what you want with this Reaper composition. Let's see if O2 Ardeont can find an angle to get the hack onto the Reinhardt or just get in and win the tank war here with the Winston. Very difficult to do though.
Yakfeng right now sitting up top and 7 are in onto the point. Again, breaking through the Reinhardt shield here with the Reaper to back him up is going to be very difficult because they're going to try to do it as Yakfeng starts pushing forward. Bubble going to be burned out. Climax goes low, has to jump back. The point has been capped here by 7 in the meantime.
Yep, they broke the Reinhardt shield, but they can't capitalize on that window of time. The bubble was used early. Bazzi did not care about it. Just walked straight through it.
Yeah, just going to be looking to regenerate that one up so you can keep maintaining the shield. Evo right now still going to be holding firmly as Bazzi nearly has a Death Blossom. 70% so far onto that one. Atuba's going to get taken out. Climax finds that kill and the post bomb out from Stellar, who's going to break the comp here from the side of 7 as Mika goes down. Bazzi low, has to retreat and Evo will crumble as Ardeont look for a very fast flip here onto this point.
Yeah, this was a 30% build or so here for 7. Self-destruct even committed. They committed the self-destruct. They committed the coalescence. They want more than this 36% they're looking at right now, but not going to get much. There's a really nice flip here for O2 Ardeont, ult efficient one. It's really interesting to me is how they will approach this now. We saw the dive down by Metabellum onto X6 when they tried to reapproach with the Reaper Reinhardt, but they still were able to do it. They get onto the point because of that coalescence. We saw No Smite go down to like 20 health and then survive. Evo takes the high ground approach. It's a much easier one. Gets it. He's got the shatter.
Working their way in here, but he's going to get hacked out, so cannot use the shatter, cannot put up the shield, and he is going to get focus fired. Everybody taking him down. And 7, the rest of them just jumping off the side of the map. Maybe we now see some swaps coming through, even though the ultimates are there. O2 getting ready to take the lead here on Lighthouse. No swaps to be found yet, so 7 still want to stick it through.
Yeah.
They want to try to go for that big Earth Shatter with the Death Blossom on top. They have the EMP from Tuba to set it up, but
if they were going to switch, it'd have to be now. I don't know if they can do it after this. If this one fails, it's going to be really tough.
They're pushing in to get their way in onto the point. EMP out from Tuba, and Yakfeng will go down right off the bat. The coalescence is through. Rain uses that sound barrier, barely stays alive. And Baba gonna get popped out of the mech. It would seem self-destruct gonna be used just to get himself back in, but 7 will gain control. Not that much of a lead here for O2. They go up to 57. 7 very well could go ahead and overtake this.
Yeah, 7 needs to be careful about going really deep here. Bazzi gonna go ahead and teleport back onto the Lighthouse point here. But O2 Ardeont, they used a lot to try to hold on to this point. Basically everything, including the kitchen sink. I mean, they don't have an EMP to break this now, and they have Death Blossom against them. That's going to drop it out here with the sound barrier, doing massive damage.
Throws that one in, but it's going to be the self-destruct out from Tree to go ahead and find the first kill as Rain goes down. Yakfeng will die as well. So Ardeont have to go ahead and regroup. Try to get their way back in, try to get the split. 75% on the horizon here for 7.
That was really efficient. Evo built up for another shatter here, very close to one, I should say. During that time with the barrier, doing massive swing damage there. Gonna get back onto the point. They're so close to the shatter and this EMP. This is a good window of time for Ardeont to break through the point.
Yakfeng goes in, baits out the charge. Stellar in around the back, pulse bomb's ready to go. Throws it in, finds the stick, gets the recall. Mika will go down as Evo gets chunked out. The coalescence isn't up there to finish him off. Revenge will invest his zone, but everybody really on the side of 7 who's falling down. There's no TPS available for O2, but it seems like they still can go ahead and win out this fight as we enter into overtime for the flip.
Okay, so now 7's gonna have to take another approach, but look at how Ardeont sets up this time. They're gonna move away from the point. They're not just gonna allow the Reinhardt to come onto the high ground easily and shut this down with an Earth Shatter. They move to the side here. They split up on the ground, only leaving the tanks on the high ground. So the same kind of approach we saw last time will not be as effective. So they group up right now. They have an EMP, but Brain is split to the side here. He's got nearly the sound barrier. Not gonna have it in time for the EMP, but uses it now. Evo gets onto the point.
Yeah, trying not to get hacked here. They're looking for the flip. They nearly have it. That's a UC ultimate, still hasn't been hacked out, finds it, catches multiple members, and Violet's gonna go down. Self-destruct, finds Tuba, but Yakfeng, Stellar, Rain, the kills just keep spilling through his Bazzi, rips them apart with the Reaper. They're all gonna be falling in O2. looking to lose this one. Out should not be able to make it back in. They have some delay tools that they can get them in range. We can see the members of 7 pushing forward, gaining them away. A bit of a party Death Blossom coming through to celebrate the victory. 195, so already fighting tooth and nail, both of these teams, but it's going to be 7 winning on Lighthouse.
Rain was so close to that barrier. Had he been able to build it up a little bit faster, he would have actually had that counter to the EMP that helped open up that Earth Shatter coming through from Evo. Let's not forget that Evo was considered to be Korea's best Winston before this tournament started based on performances in Trials. But then, you know, we had a new addition. We had Pumple coming to the league, Pokpo stepping it up.
Then we learned about Pokpo.
Yeah, Pokpo out of control. But Evo actually had a great performance on the Reinhardt there. You do win the first point. Very rarely get to see his Reinhardt coming through. But this is the matchup we've been waiting for. We're going to Ruins, Climax versus Bazzi. Who wins this Widow War? It's going to be hard to determine before we start to see those shots fly. And as you can see here already, Bazzi doing more damage.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a different approach here. Bazzi firing it down here. Going straight to the hallway. In the meantime, Climax off on the side doesn't manage to find Juba, and Mika will go down. Evo falling low, but will get tagged in the back. Climax finds that hit as he's down to 18 HP, and he'll get taken down. Bazzi comes up over the top. Now looking for a bit more, gets to Baba, but he's going to get hacked out. They collapse onto him, and it looks like this first cap is going to be coming through for O2.
Yeah, Climax getting just way more damage on the Widow, gets the Infrasight super early to help give it a little bit more vision to the side of the squad, but they're losing members, so this might actually just be a very quick flip here for 7. Yeah. Stellar has the EMP,
10%.
but they want to make sure that they use this correctly, make sure they can grab a flip here early. Climax
on the hunt.
He's looking for the sight lines where he thinks Bazzi will poke up, does find him now. He's going to go for an air shot maybe.
Sees him drop down, gets hit in the body, and a double tap there from Bazzi will take him down. Now he can go ahead, posture up onto the high ground, start sniping away. Violet getting taken down as well. O2 having a very rough time already. The 10% flip, probably the fastest I believe that we've seen.
You can see the Soma right now actually, which is a great
for the Zen.
Amount of vision. You can see him just to the right there.
Finds the body shot onto Violet, but can't kill him off.
Yeah.
Would have been another excellent time buy, allowed them to get to about 45% before he would have respawned and got back in.
Such respect shown to Bazzi's Widow here during the Infrasight. They just do not even approach. They do not even poke. Rain's going to open with the barrier here.
Throws it in, but they're getting collapsed upon. Revenge, everyone, or Violet rather, everyone just getting in on top of him, and they'll take him down.
He was just all on his lonesome. He was not with the rest of the squad, and they just collapse, as you say, and take him out.
Self-destruct out there from Free just to make it back in the mech. Be able to do so. In the meantime, the flip did happen. O2 were able to gain control. They're up over 24% here at the moment as Baba barely makes it back into the mech. Yakpung finding the kill there on a Bazzi with a Primal Rage, and Revenge taken down by Climax. So now it's O2's turn to try to take things into their own hands, but the tanks are going to be dead. There's no res available, no mercy here. So 7 going to be looking to get another swift flip and keep moving up past that 50% mark.
Mika has to use the barrier though. That's a nice win here for Ardeont.
Climax getting spammed out by the Baby Diva on the side. Just going to be ignoring him
so
here
annoying
for the moment. But yeah, it's very irksome. Has to drop down. But Ardeont has been holding firmly this entire time here with the point. They have not surrendered the flip. They take the lead. Bazzi looking for the hits. They have to deal with Mbaba. Yakpung goes down. Climax wins that snipe battle. Now he's looking for Revenge.
Revenge looking for the right clicks there. Doesn't get him. But the flip finally comes through here for 7. As they're going to have to go back to the drawing board, look for a reset here. Bazzi actually already tossed out that Infrasight, so getting into range here is going to be very difficult. They're going to probably just wait this one out for a second. Violet looking for right clicks to try to threaten, but does not come up with anything. Comes up empty. They have the support ultimate advantage. They could try to pair this into forcing an EMP fight, but it's going to take a little bit longer to farm that.
Violet going low. They're going to go ahead and force out that Transcendence on the sideline. Zooming out here onto the low ground, looking for the pick off on his Stellar. Takes him low, but can't get the kill. They'll try to kite back. Self-destruct thrown in by Free, looking for another pick. Not going to be finding anything here. Bazzi goes down as Climax finds that one, but Mbaba now going to be out of the fight. Primal Rage here for Evo. The Discord Orb's in onto the Winston, but no one is focus firing him, so he is still going to be okay.
Yep.
Jumps back, 7 still maintaining control, now looking for the OT.
They basically put Free in a position to delay the approach of O2 Ardeont. Stellar couldn't farm off of him, he couldn't actually get the EMP he was looking for. Reigns could open with the sound barrier once again, but he still doesn't have the space he needs to get that EMP.
The barrier comes through, Free going to get knocked out of the back, Evo going low as well, will get taken out by Humbaba, but Yaxlon has been traded, now Rain is going to fall violent, dangerously low, hounded down, Tuba finds the kill even though he's hacked. Stellar manages to kill him off, but they have the flip, double kill from Humbaba, shutting down Mika and Free. That might be just what they needed. They're in onto the point, Revenge does not want to push down. They'll just surrender this one as they try to get the flip. No, it won't happen. He comes back in, he gets the kill. They shut him down and 7 manages to take the 2-0 on Achilios.
They delay the capture and Bazzi gets the kill. No one standing on the point, the perfect time to get that kill. All Bazzi there in the end to close it out. What a close map of Ruins it was. It's hard to even say who had the better Widow there. It was so back and forth. It was a very scrappy map. But at the end of the day, 7 comes up on top. I really like the self-destruct that Free used there to threaten all the supports and the Sombra because he had vision of everybody. He didn't get a single kill, but he forced everyone out into a bad position. We saw the kill come through from the Zenyatta. Revenge is able to get that one during that moment, and then they just can't build the EMP. There was so many moments where Stellar is so close. Stellar is so close to getting these EMPs.
Mika's parents here in the audience showing their love and support for their son.
Stellar is so close to building these EMPs, and he just cannot get in range. He cannot touch Free. He cannot get that important ultimate up. He cannot get it off. And even though Climax had some really clutch moments there.
What is he doing with all that toilet paper?
I don't know. Maybe he's got a runny nose.
Maybe. That's one hell of a runny nose.
I've had those nights.
That boy needs some Benadryl. Maybe a Claritin.
Maybe give him some something to clear his sinuses.
Claritin, 24-hour non-drowsy.
That's not one of our sponsors, Achilios. We don't have that here, I don't think, even. Do we?
I don't think we actually do. I don't think they sell that in Korea. Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
But man, what a start to that. Stellar just looking the other way for a second. Gets hit in the face with some balls. Zenyatta finds the kill, and they get the win. 7 with a 2-0 closeout. But already you can see how back and forth this series is likely to be. If that's any indication, then it looks like we might have a very long series on our hand, maybe even a tiebreak at the end of it, which would be very bad news for O2. But this has been so close already.
Yeah. Well, we're going to see Ivy subbed in, Stellar out. Very, very common for them on to the hybrid maps. So this is the kind of style that we see where you're looking for a Junkrat defense and a Genji attack most of the time. So I'm thinking Numbani is very likely to be their pick. That's where they normally like to take us when they're running this setup because it's a map where you don't use Sombra very well until, of course, you get to point C, where there are some moments where you can use Sombra defensively. But even still, that's a very wide area, so getting EMP value is very difficult. So I'd have to guess Numbani, but before we talk more about that, we're going to check out this sign.
All right. Got some manga going on.
Yeah. Widow, says to the top left there. Climax fan, no doubt. Well, Climax, such a terrifying Widow to face.
He's got a decent bit to cheer for after that. Again, it really, like you said, hard to judge who the better Widow was, but in contrast, we got a Bazzi fan there.
So at the front, it said, if Bazzi carries, I'm good enough. That's good enough for me. And on the back, it just said, Young Tong's amazing. He's awesome. And it says if you lose, shave your head. 7.
Oh man,
let's win.
The challenge has been issued.
Another Young Tong fan to her right. Our left. And,
take my money. We can't show. No. Hold up the sign so we can see.
Oh.
Come on. Show us. There you go.
Take my money. Says should give her a taxi fee to them if they win. It's basically she said like please win quickly enough to where I can take the last train home.
She got like $100 there. Ready to go. Cash money on the line.
Well, I mean that's a $100 taxi. That's she lives far.
Yeah, she's going a ways away. That's outside of Seoul.
Yeah, that's outside of Seoul. That's Even Incheon's not that expensive. She might be going to like closer to Busan.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, just getting to the airport from here is maybe like 45 to 50, depending on the traffic. So yeah. She's going pretty far out of the city.
After last train, there's not a lot of traffic on a Wednesday night.
There's really not. So if it's gonna be $100 around 11 p.m., yeah, she might be going to Busan. She might be going all the way down to the southern tip of the country, but it's gonna be Hollywood.
Interesting choice here for O2 Ardeont after that loss. They did take it after the loss against the Foxes on Oasis, but it wasn't a very good map of Hollywood. They were totally shut down by Adora there on the Genji, or sorry, on the Junkrat for those who remember. So it was a really cool setup for the Foxes, very impressive. Did end up giving them a 2-0 lead in that series we had last week, but didn't work for O2 Ardeont then, because Climax was blown up as well on defense on his Soldier. Like to maybe rather see Climax run the McCree defense here on Hollywood. That would be a great way to play against the style of Seven's dive. Gonna be a time for Tuba to shine on the Genji for sure. No air blades, please. That's what the fans are saying right now, because he has been inconsistent. And one of the reasons why I think Seven has struggled outside of Widow maps, because their dive has been lackluster. I don't want to say it's been poor, but it's been very inconsistent. There's been incredible Tuba moments, and there's been, well, we've all seen it.
Well, O2 going to be looking to make this a 1-1 series. Don't want to go down. Don't want to be just a map away from losing this. Have to do the reverse sweep, because even if they can pull it off, they still would find themselves in that third place spot. Would be resting above the Foxes, but would not be in second place. That's where they want to be. They want to avoid playing against X6. Metabellum right now looking like the choice that you would want to have as far as your opponent goes.
적의 공격까지 30초.
Alrighty. Climax is going to run the McCree. I have to assume, oh, well, it's attack, so I don't know if this is even real. So you can use the McCree to counter Tracer comps on this map. And because Bazzi very rarely will switch to the Soldier or the McCree, he's almost exclusively Tracer Widow. This is a pretty smart idea if they were going to run it, because you can deal with the Tracer very well with the slow approach of McCree. But it's actually going to be Climax opening on Widow. Okay. Can you guys just decide so I can give analysis of what you're trying to do? So they are going to actually get caught here very early. This is a very defensive setup by Seven. It's greedy, but it's just trying to collapse and punish the rotation in.
We've seen this punished before. Mika's going to go down, and now Free knocked out of the back. Oh boy, well, everything unraveling as Climax starts pushing forward, already halfway to that Deadeye. We'll have it for the Streets phase.
This is not
he wants to swap, and yeah, O2 going to have a very nice first push. We'll see if there's going to be any last second tag in, but well, they're working their way over towards the point.
They might have one more chance, but it's not likely.
No, can't do it.
Yeah, nope. Well, I want to use the B word for this strat. It's bad. It has not worked. It has not been successful. It's insanely risky. Best case scenario, you reset a push. Best case scenario. Anything medium, you lose a tick or you lose the whole point. You give a nearly 6-minute time bank to your enemies. It's just such a risky strategy. I think there's no reason to run it. It has failed several times this tournament. This, I think, was the biggest failing of such. We've seen it used, and I think it's somewhat okay when you're looking at like a 1-minute time bank. We're going into extra rounds, because sometimes you can just smash them there and then win the map as a result. But on your first defense, it's rough. I think it's because they're just saying, okay, well, Bazzi's not good at Tracer. He's good at the Widow, as you can see here. So they want to look for a strong defense with a surprise when he's playing his weaker hero. And now that he's got this expensive Seth, they're just going to look to have a stronger hold here, but very risky.
Yeah, and yet again, Evo too far forward. No one there to bail him out. He'll go down. So to try to get this cart moving. Bazzi's going to drop here onto the low ground as Ivy goes hunting. And, well, I think he was hunting for Bazzi, but Climax already found him. Yep. So Ivy's more like the dog from Duck Hunt. He's just there to retrieve. He'll say, all right, I got it for you. EMP now going to be out. Chuba going to go down. O2 looking to keep things moving forward here. Evo punished yet again, and Free is going to get popped out of the mech. We'll go ahead and use the self-destruct to try to stay alive. Manages to make it. Nope, never mind. Thought he had it. Just half a second away from making it back into that mech, but the maximum punish comes through, and 7 are looking lost on Hollywood.
They certainly are, and O2 Ardeont has total control right now of this high ground. So they have the ability to gatekeep anyone coming out of these doors. Bazzi can't challenge the Widow here without Infrasight. He just used it. Okay, he just used it, so he had it technically, but he's going to be able to try to find a snipe location. Diving in onto Violet because they see he's isolated with that Infrasight, but he transcendences away. So using actually 2 ults and failing to get the kill.
Yeah, uses this to go ahead and rejoin with the squad. In the meantime, Revenge got taken down by the Primal Rage from Yakfung, and now Evo going to get punished. The kills just coming through. Tuba as well killed right at the end with that EMP available, so might not be able to use it to try to shut down this push here on the B. And the staggers will continue. Bazzi kills Climax again. He is still winning that Widow battle overall, but there's only so much you can do. You're killing the enemy Widow, but the rest of your team around you is dying.
Yep.
Tuba pushes forward, everyone jumps in, EMP will come down, but there's not that many members from 7 here to try to capitalize. Now Mario will come through, catches the 4 members that are forward. They will take down Yakfung, so okay, shut down the push, 0.41 meters away. Ardeont still have about 3 minutes on the clock.
Let's see what Bazzi can do now that he finally gets control for a moment. Okay, go up onto the high ground. Could actually operate on the left side, low ground as well. Looks like we're going to see O2 Ardeont just try to grab this high ground slowly here, but risky. Don't know if they know where Bazzi is. I couldn't tell you because we haven't been shown.
Oh, he's dead.
So coming up here onto this high ground now, looking for an opportunity to drop down with the EMP, but that was too risky. Ivy going to swing around for the flank instead. I actually like this much better.
Rockets flying across the sky here as Ivy arrives, throws down the EMP for the pickoff here onto Evo, but he is going to be nice and healthy here. Leads before the start. Revenge using that Transcendence helps keep him alive, and now Tuba going to get traded out as Ivy finds the kill. Red's going to be used by Mika to bring him back in. 7 looking to hold this one, but Yakfung has that Primal Rage yet again. As does Epo, jumps in, takes down the enemy Widowmaker, but he's going to get hacked. Can't rejoin in over onto that payload yet. But he's going to find Yakfung, who is dangerously low. Jumps over to the side, and will shut him down with the help of Bazzi.
Bazzi finally getting back into position here, nearly getting that kill.
Will get taken out. Revenge actually finds it in the end.
Revenge
double kill for him.
Super aggro today, as he always is on the Zenyatta. Great on the Moira too. One of our better sub-healers in Contenders, Korea. So now that 7 has full control again and O2 Ardeont used their EMP, it's really difficult to approach. They can use Infrasight to try to gain vision of where Revenge is hiding and try to pick him off. That's something else they can use with their ultimates. They're dropping it down now. Ivy's looking for him. Actually, you can see to the top of your screen there. He's looking for the kill under Revenge, who's alone. Maybe could force a Transcendence.
EMP getting used there by Tuba. Bazzi getting ready to come back in. Dueling Zenyatta's in onto the cart. Transcendence bombs on both sides. As Climax just fires away, misses a shot onto Free, but Ivy is there to go ahead and scoop that one up. Now they're trying to move forward back here onto the cart. Good time by here from 7. They have stabilized. Losing out on Mika is not going to help them out. Tuba goes down, but Climax and Yakfung both going to be eliminated. Rain is forced to use the res. Evo with another Primal Rage, trying to get the kill there onto Violet, but he'll get hacked out. He'll get focus fired, and O2 will be looking to get the completion here finally onto B, but it's with less than a minute left on the clock. So not going to be the big time bank they would have liked. That was looking at like they were going to have.
Climax and Ivy were able to win this for them by Ivy flanking, forcing the Transcendence early with a fake EMP, trying to make it look like he was going to do it. Then they came in with a follow-up fight there. Climax spotted the Zenyatta with the Infrasight, so O2 Ardeont just had this sick setup to go in there with the pairing of those 2 ultimates. Now, Ivy just looking to farm another EMP.
Really far forward.
If he can farm that EMP, that's going to be the tool they're wanting. Climax making the switch over to the McCree here.
7 still trying to dig this one out here onto the high ground. Will force O2 down. Bazzi. The Tracer. Very into the backside. It's going to be the EMP out from Ivy, but they find 2 kills for it. They get Revenge. They get Tuba. Now can start pushing forward here. Climax. McCree coming through, just looking for the lockdown in onto FO. Helps get the kills. The flashbang comes in, and they'll even get the pops onto Free.
That EMP from Ivy. That EMP from Ivy really shut down the DPSs from escaping. No recall from Bazzi. Tuba could not translocate away. It was a really quick thought by him because he built it literally at that moment and was able to pull that off. Ivy really some great Sombra play tonight.
Tuba in the back and Bazzi gonna be finding that pick. Goes back over to the Widowmaker, takes down Rain. Violet as well. About 2 HP left there as the shield starts ticking up, you can see. The picture in picture. Health back, bringing them back to full, just looking for the right-click shots. Off over onto the flank, making sure that they're fine on that left-hand side. As he boosted up, spamming away, gets a body hit onto Climax, can't take him down. Headshot on the Yakpung as he's mid-air, but Yakpung still won't be able to kill him in the end. He's even got that primal rage available. Then I comes in, Evo's gonna die.
Climax is trying to flank here now that he's got that kill onto Evo. It's so much easier for him to move the McCree forward here, forcing out the remacking.
Ivy uses that EMP. Tuba has his own. Waiting around the side, moving through the theater here. Trying to find the angle, punch comes in, Mika's gonna go down, freeze pops out of the mech. Yakpung will fall as Evo finds the kill there with the primal rage. EMP in from Tuba, self-destruct, gets rid of the Winston. As he trades one back as he eliminates Climax and Rain. The only healer alive, has no HP, now he's dead. In OT, it's ticking away. Ivy, you gotta tag in onto that payload. Manages to do it here right at the last second, but Bazzi will be able to get the headshot. 4.5 meters away, should be it. O2 will be held here at the end of the line. But 7, man, they were struggling for the longest time.
They got really good value at the point B contested point when they were able to retake the high ground, retake line of sight advantage for Bazzi. But every other moment was pretty controlled by O2 Ardeont. The switch from Climax onto the McCree was really well done. They were able to control that zone, burst down the tanks, force the remake there, coming through from Humbaba. Then, of course, Deadeye Evo, and knock Humbaba back out of the mech. Pretty miracle hold there from 7 when they had the faster respawns coming through, but the coordination for O2 Ardeont with Climax on this McCree, and obviously his Widow, we've seen already, been given advantage in sight lines, has been great. But I want to focus a little bit on Ivy, because Ivy has used some of the vision that's been given by these infrasights to hunt down the Zenyatta, force out early transcendences, quick thinking on the EMPs in mid-fight to prevent the DPSs from escaping. A lot of cool stuff that we're seeing from this player who's been, I think, mostly forgotten and overshadowed by Stellar and Climax on this squad for most fans watching O2 Ardeont this season. I think Ivy has had a great performance tonight. His Genji has been overall very impressive, but you know, he wasn't picked on this map to play normally the Sombra. Normally he's playing the Genji. He's really coming up big here for them when they are making him flex. So that's a good sign for the DPS line of O2 Ardeont going into playoffs, regardless of where they fall. They'll be running the Junkrat, which was more expected. This is exactly why this map was chosen by O2 Ardeont. In my opinion, this is a great way to really stifle 7 because they're bad at Tracer, right? Compared to their Widow, Bazzi's Tracer is fairly weak. And you have a setup where it's very difficult to kill Climax's McCree without a pulse bomb, without burst kills. Mika gonna make the switch back to, of course, the Lucio after looking to scout this composition. They know what they're up against now. They're gonna switch to Genji dive for a more direct dive to try to burst down this McCree.
Honestly, that they're operating on the point itself. Yakpung not gonna be setting up the shield here into the cafe. It's just straight up next to the limo. Wrapped around the backside here from 7, looking for the flank. It's Violet spotting out Bazzi, trying to take him down. Climax collapsed on, and everybody just spills forward to take out the Cowboy. He'll go down. Several kills coming through. Ivy able to answer one back, but dies shortly thereafter to 3. And now it's just Humbaba and Yakpung, and they're not going to last too much longer. So O2 go the big defense, but have to really question the positioning for the Orisa.
The positioning was not correct because the Orisa positioning on the low ground here means that, sure, they have this, they can kind of operate with the limo you were talking about. It's a pseudo wall, but it's very low. But he actually used his flashbang early, Climax did, and Humbaba not there to protect him, and the Free was able to capitalize big time. And now it's going to be the playground of Bazzi. He's on attack here, and they don't have a sightline advantage, but this was supposed to be a long hold for O2 Ardeont.
Long hold, but a short life for Bazzi. Goes down, Climax finding that pick. Gonna alleviate a lot of pressure here. Now looking for Tuba. He'll get chunked out, he'll go low. Haven't killed him yet, but Evo will die instead. And I think you'll be pretty happy with that trade if you're an O2 fan.
Yeah, a lot of staggered deaths here for 7. Just trying to build ult charge there. Greedily was Evo and Tuba. Rain just teasing with the flips here on healing and damage boost. This Climax is looking for any opportunity to kill Bazzi. Finds revenge.
Takes him down, now just getting a couple body shots in onto the mech to try to peek it up. Mika goes forward, finds the res there onto the Zenyatta to bring him back in. His forward orb up onto Evo as he jumps forward with the Primal Rage. Headshot through, he's low, and Climax wants the kill, but it's gonna be Ivy finding it. In the meantime, Yakupong's gonna go down and Baba knocked out. Tuba dashes in, takes down the Widow, has the Dragon Blade, gets rid of Rain. For a little bit more, gets that final slice in as Ivy dashes away and Violet is cornered. Seven will just steamroll forward here with this payload.
We talked about how Tuba has been somewhat inconsistent with the blades. He would need to come up big here against the defensive Widow set Climax in the streets phase. And that's exactly what we're talking about when we say come up big. That was the best he could have hoped for there. Killing a repositioning Climax. Ivy looking for this opening EMP, but Transcendence comes out to counter.
Yeah, can't find the pick there on the Revenge to take him down, so just keeps everybody alive. Wastes the ultimate there from Ivy. There's not that many other ones really for O2 to work with. Yakupong's gonna be using one of them there as he pops the Primal Rage to get rid of Bazzi. So gaining control over the cart here for a moment. So even though the EMP didn't result in a massive just crushing of the roster of 7, it does allow them to posture forward and gain control.
3 minutes and 20 still on the clock here for 7 to find a way inside. They're building close to another Dragon Blade for Tuba with Mika still sticking with this Mercy. He's able to build it very quickly. Climax is having a great time up here. They do sneak around the right side, so he's gonna have to reposition, but he waits for the supports.
Oh, this is a really cheeky angle to go for.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah, doesn't find anything though, doesn't gain him much. Goes back up onto the high ground, Tuba with the deflection, keeps himself alive. Tag in onto Evo, stomping up the Winston, but not gonna be finding any killing blows yet. Rain stays alive, Violet ready to go here with the Transcendence. Playing back around by the cart as this is the hits, and Violet takes a bit of damage. For sight up on both sides. Actually, Bazzi's now just expiring. Climax still has his.
Tuba.
Sucked down.
Blade.
Tuba has the blade out, finds another one there onto Yakupong. Free gonna get punished. Tuba not gonna be finding much else.
Both of these wins have been off the backs of Tuba's Dragon Blades, where he's able to find kills. Ivy gonna hold this for a last-minute contest while everyone's respawning. Coming in now. He's just sneakily delaying this, but now they're going to get the completion. There's no one else here. He gets taken out. That's it.
3.5 minutes. O2 need to stop them from going 74.5 meters. If they want to get this victory, and with Rain dying, that is going to be a very poor start for O2 on this defense.
And Tuba's also just farming Blade for free right now. Oh boy, that's not what you want.
Yeah.
And if Tuba is getting a Blade this quickly again, is at 37% already, make that 44 as he just continues to farm super hard. They're gonna have another Blade quickly, and that could just close out this map. EMP held for Ivy, gonna use it right now in this choke.
Yeah, throws it down up top, Evo will fall. Zimbabwe finds the kill, Revenge cutting his way back, trying to keep the exiting members alive as best as he can. The Transcendent's not going to do much good from the slowdown. No one moving up with the cart here at the moment, just trying to get out of that death chamber.
7 just trying to maximize ultimates here for a big 6 push. Tuba, this isn't the angle he wants, it's just dealing with this Tracer. In fact, forcing the recall early. That's a pick. And that's a second one. Ivy gets taken out as well. Now he's going to have free reign to harass the supports. They have to stay in spawn. This is a free push. I mean, he knows not to pull the blade because he knows that the supports are hiding in spawn. Inversight going to give some extra information here. 7 in fantastic position to close this one out now.
Ivy moving over to the Genji here right at the last second. Yakupong goes low, forces out the Primal Rage as Bazzi just looking for the pot shot. Self-destruct, takes down Rain. Violent Transcendence already going to be used out, and now he falls. The rocket's coming through his free, finds the double kill, eliminating the support.
The blade.
Still going to be Bazzi getting taken out there by Yakupong, but now Tuba with the Dragon Blade finds the pick onto Ivy. Climax is dead. There's no DPS available here for O2 Ardeont. Faster run back is going to be there, but it's still going to be Tuba just ripping them to shreds. Yakupong dead. Violet in the grave. O2 desperately trying to hold them off, but 7 is looking to go 2-0 up here in the series. Climax taken out. All they can get is take down the baby, is the Baby Diva. That's about it. The rest has come through. Mbaba's too late. 7 are gonna have the lead, even with a reverse sweep. O2 Ardeont cannot take second place.
That's right. But they needed a 3-0 or a 3-1. Impossible now. So, in one way, the series feels over now, but 7 with such a great usage of the blade. Just, again, continue to empower Tuba so he can build these faster. setting him up for success in the back line. But the last push there worked because both DPSs on the side of O2 Ardeont overextended. Tracer recalled early, and they were waiting for the translocator to be used. They kill the Sombra. When she translocates back, Bazzi was watching it, sees the translocation coming in, kills her immediately. They kill the Tracer, who already used the recall. Then they know that they could just gatekeep everyone from coming out of the point. So you see Tuba just running around with the Genji up at the front saying, when are you coming out? If you come out, I will kill you now. They get the free push there. They save their ultimates to the last moment. And because they have this control over the payload, they have to come out. O2 Ardeont has to come out with the Transcendence leading. He waits for that to expire before he gets maximum value out of his Dragon Blade. So.
Well, so the implications now, I mean, 7 is going to be going up against Metabellum, so unfortunate for X6, not going to be getting the matchup that they want, and they're still not sure who it's going to be. O2 still have a bit of fate left in their hands. They decide now whether or not they can make it into that 3rd place, maintain that, or if they're going to fall into 4th underneath of the Foxes. They need a 3-2 reverse sweep in order to get 3rd. Otherwise, if 7 closes this out, if they win the next Assault map, that's it. O2's in 4th place. They go up against Element Mystic in their quarterfinal, which is pretty much a death sentence.
Pretty much a death sentence. I think Element Mystic's got a great run through the bracket no matter who they face. They're just looking so dominant right now, but O2 Ardeont does not want to have that as their first draw. They don't want to be known as the team that gets eliminated first round of playoffs. They don't want to be an 8th place team. They're hoping for at least top 4.
I mean, even going up against X6 right now, given the form that we saw from them earlier today, is still a scary thing. But now you're looking at having to play against the best team in the league in Element Mystic. So it's got to be a bit disheartening here for O2. Going to take a lot of work if they want to overcome that matchup there in the quarterfinal. But we'll see if they can bring it back with a reverse sweep when we come back from the break.